How's it going, everyone? Just wanted to show you a alternative video for the backhand return of serve. I really enjoy this angle because there's a couple of key coaching points that we're going to notice from this angle that might be slightly different from when you see it from behind. So as we well know, the backhand return of serve, difficult, hard. You really, a lot of players find this one of the hardest things to do and can become quite inconsistent. But with a few of these key coaching points, I'll hopefully point out some of the key elements. So I've got Stingray feeding the ball for me bit by bit, and we'll have a little look at a few things. So here we go. So one of the first things I'm just going to talk about is that setup position. And I just want to talk something, not really about the return of serve, but in general, that grip. So have a look at that grip. I think that's pretty decent. I'm always looking for players to try get the consistent grip to make their swing and everything really consistent. So the top finger's up and the other fingers are at that slight angle. Again, I always struggle to draw with it. It just throws it off a little bit. So you can see that grip there. And also what you'll hopefully notice that the racket is sitting across the fingers, or the grip is sitting across the fingers. This is the sign there that the racket butt that's sticking out the bottom is not pushing back into that area there. It's not in the palm. It's not what I call the club grip. It's much more sitting across the fingers. So when I'm returning that backhand serve, you want to be about a racket's length away from the edge of the corner of the service box. You want to be anywhere from there to maybe about where I'm standing. You don't want to be over there and you don't want to be up here somewhere. You want about a racket's length away. You want to be relatively nice and open and neutral. I know this sounds super obvious. You want to be watching. You want to be watching what's going on, because your movement needs to be tethered to when your opponent, and obviously you can't see what's going on over here with the machine, but as that ball's coming out, there's a relationship between the ball leaving the machine, i.e. the ball being hit by my opponent, and me moving, me getting something there. And what you're noticing, or what hopefully you're noticing, what I'm noticing is I'm pushing back quite quickly. I've got a desire to try and get behind the ball. There's going to be, again, I can't draw through the camera, but if you imagine I was drawing this towards you, look at the screen there, there's going to be a certain zone there where I want to get in behind that. I want the ball to be staying in an area that doesn't get behind me. This is so fundamental. So see, I've gone back. Let's see where that ball comes. Yeah, look there, even that's a tough serve, isn't it? Like it's hitting into that awkward area on that sidewall, that zone where a lot of people at that moment would probably jump in and try hit it there. And then it becomes a bit of an arm swing. There's no body weight. It's all a little bit desperate. But what you'll notice here, look at how much desire I've got to get that foot behind the ball. I have to use my left foot there because it's really deep. And from that position, at least I've got some body weight behind the ball. You'll notice that my racket's really open there. There's that position 2 that I'm a massive fan of. Position 1 is your setup phase. Position 2 is where it gets into there. And then position 3 is the contact point. But look at that racket face open. I've done loads of videos on the twiddly wrist. But for me, that's really interesting. That the racket looking upwards, the blade is flat and horizontal to the ground. And from there, I can keep my wrist open and I'm trying to push it up. That looked like it would have got up into maybe zone 3. But there, because I'm in a good position and I'm behind the ball, notice I can follow through. Notice I can now transfer my weight from there. I can make contact solid at that position. But now I'm loaded that I can start to move out as well as send the ball up in a nice direction. I think I do that pretty well. And then I'm coming back to the tee. Always a big fan of that back foot skipping behind them just to throw you back because it keeps me a little bit more side on. I know I'm not going back to the tee because I'm just practicing the return of serve. Again, resetting that position. Let's see some other ones. Yeah, you can see I'm really pushing to get behind it. I'm having to use my left leg because my opponent, i.e. Stingray, is putting that ball into awkward areas, putting it into those areas where I'm really going to be struggling. But I don't think I get all of these right, but that one I think I just clipped out. Let's see if there's any. See, I'm having to go my left leg here a lot, which is fine if someone's serving there. That was a terrible return of serve. And yeah, like I'm having to work hard there, but you can still see there that that's an awkward thing. And actually, probably wouldn't have made it off the glass, probably quite close. But there I have to work hard. I have to get down. Those legs are bending, like really bending down there, really reaching. And at least I can steer and try and push the ball further up. But hopefully you get the main points about this angle, the desire and the willingness to push back. Like, look at that there. My legs loaded. My weight is down there in order to transfer that way. Bang. And then you can see I push off, really working to get behind the ball. Again, you'll notice back foot under, like again, big fan of that. Getting that back foot sliding under and pushing behind. and then I get into that return to serve. Let's see if there's a few more coming up. Maybe there's somewhere I step onto my right leg. Not necessarily. Most of these look left leg for now, which is fine. There, I had to do a little, that was quite interesting, wasn't it? Had to do quite a little quick movement, shuffle, just slightly trot on the ball, but that's cool. Like, I've never kind of twisted or rolled my ankle in these because the ball just flattens out. Yeah, look at that. If I was to leave that to bounce, that would be awkward, wasn't it? So then I worked hard to get in that position and just try steer it. And, a bit short on my return. If I was being fussy, I'd like to get that through to the back. And this is what I also like to notice. As I'm watching it there, look at where my racket is at that position. It's not fully loaded. It's not up in that kind of, say, classic number one position when if the ball's on the ground and I'm getting the diamond shape and then I'm dropping and tilting that shoulder and lifting that shoulder, because it's a different one. It's up in the air. It's up in a volley. I need to keep myself a little bit taller, a little bit up. Shoulders are nice and strong. That shoulder's just starting to dip, which is good. And from there, now I'm getting the rotation. You can see that rotation around there. I'm having to throw my right foot slightly across my body and further back. If I'm honest, I don't think I could have done much else with this. Oh, I did have a little slip on that one. So maybe that's not a good example of it. So let's have a look at a few more. Okay. And again, so it's always worth clearing those balls. Yeah, that's a nice one. Let me go back to that. So there's that optimal position. Even like there's a little kind of tweak in the grip. I don't know if you notice what I just did there. I'm pushing it out into my fingers more to be able to keep that racket face open, to be able to help me hit that ball down that line more. So there, nice turn. I'm really turning, getting myself into that optimal position there, that racket towards my left shoulder area, which is all key loading up. I'm not in, like I said, not in that classic number one position, but I think that's good then. Nice turn. There we go. That's a great example. So you see there, all of this turn rotation ready to hit, and that ball, looking at that ball, it's not come past me. If I kind of think there, probably the latest I really want that ball to be. There we go. Nice. You can kind of see that that's where I want it to be. If I can get behind it, keep it in that position, I think that's really good because then I can hit it. Don't think I look like I hit it that clean, if I'm honest. I still swung freely. Where did that ball go? Yeah, actually, I'll take that. That was good. There you go. Nice and tight. And you can't see it bounce there, but look at that. Look where it's sending my opponent. That's the optimal position there. I then want to push up to that area of the tee, and I want to feel like I'm blocking off any of these areas, these volley zones, so he won't be able to get it past me because I'm going to be volleying that. So that was a pretty good example of getting in that position, getting that rotation. Nice base. My base was better there. I think I'm a bit stronger. I haven't stepped fully across myself, so I'm quite a fan of that base. You can even see my legs and knees working there. I'm loading up, getting ready to hit a decent shot. Bang. And then I hit and I release. So that's a good example there. So let's look at, there's one or two more little coaching tips I can try help everyone with, but you'll probably see some similarity there. Here we go. Similar. I had to step across there because that serve, again, decent serves here. And, I was putting it in that area that I wanted to practice. As I'm looking at the ball, I'm in that optimal loaded position, and then I'm ready to go. Bang. Nice free swing, pushing it down the line, hitting a decent position there. So yeah, hopefully these tips are helping everyone and you're getting some good insights from this. Think about what's happening with your return to serve. How are you doing it? Good, bad, indifferent? They're a little bit short, at least it's tight. Quite like a little bit here that I got down. Really had to get down to this and then used it to push myself up. Really enjoy that follow through going up, the top of the racket, looking at the ceiling. All of those things help kick that ball down the line. So if that was useful, good luck with that return to serve. And I look forward to helping you out in some future videos also.